He was a billionaire recluse, a Hollywood mogul, and one of the most eccentric figures of the 20th century. But behind the sensational headlines was a visionary who didn't just participate in the future, he built it. This is the story of Howard Hughes, the aviator who risked everything to conquer the skies. Our story begins not in a boardroom, but in the cockpit. From a young age, Hughes was obsessed with flight. While other tycoons were collecting art, he was collecting airplanes and, more importantly, speed records. In 1935, he piloted the Hughes H-1 Racer, a plane he designed himself, to a new world speed record of 352 miles per hour. This wasn't just a rich man's hobby. The H-1 was a marvel of engineering, introducing innovations like retractable landing gear and streamlined, flush-riveted skin that would become standard on military fighters in World War II. Hughes wasn't just flying planes, he was rewriting the rules of how they were built. His ambition didn't stop there. He then set his sights on circling the globe. In 1938, he and his crew accomplished the feat in a record-shattering 3 days and 19 hours. Nearly having the previous record, this wasn't just a publicity stunt. It was a demonstration of the reliability and potential of long-distance air travel, paving the way for the globalized world we know today. Hughes became an American hero, a symbol of daring and innovation. But his greatest challenges and his most significant contributions were yet to come. With the world on the brink of war, Hughes pivoted his focus to military aviation. He founded the Hughes Aircraft Company, which would become a powerhouse of aerospace technology. However, his journey was fraught with controversy and near disaster. Take the infamous Hughes XF-11, a prototype reconnaissance plane designed for the U.S. Army Air Forces. In 1946, during its maiden flight, a propeller malfunction sent the plane spiraling out of control. Hughes, refusing to bail out, tried to save the experimental aircraft, ultimately crashing into a Beverly Hills neighborhood. He was pulled from the burning wreckage with a crushed collarbone, cracked ribs, and third-degree burns. Doctors gave him a slim chance of survival, but Howard Hughes wasn't just anyone. He not only survived, but used his recovery time to redesign his hospital bed into the motorized, adjustable model we still use today. Even on the verge of death, he was innovating. Then came his most monumental project, the one that would define his legend and earn him the nickname the Flying Lumberman. The Fort Hercules, better known as the Spruce Goose. The U.S. government needed a massive transport plane to carry troops and material across the Atlantic, safe from German U-boats. Due to wartime restrictions on metals like aluminum, Hughes was tasked with building it almost entirely out of wood. The project was a colossal undertaking, plagued by delays and technical hurdles. Critics in Washington, led by Senator Owen Brewster, called it a colossal waste of taxpayer money and accused Hughes of fraud. They dragged him before a Senate committee in a highly publicized hearing determined to ruin his reputation. But they underestimated Howard Hughes. In a fiery testimony, Hughes defended his project with passion and technical brilliance. He famously declared, "If the Hercules fails to fly, I will leave this country and never come back." He had staked his entire legacy on this one massive wooden airplane. On November 2, 1947, in Long Beach Harbor, California, the moment of truth arrived. With Hughes himself at the controls, the Spruce Goose taxied across the water. Skeptics expected it to be nothing more than a boat. But then, to the astonishment of the thousands watching, Hughes lifted the 200-ton behemoth 70 feet into the air, flying it for just over a mile before setting it down gently on the water. It flew. It only flew once, but that was enough. Hughes had proven his critics wrong and vindicated himself in the most dramatic way possible. Though the Spruce Goose never entered production, its development pushed the boundaries of material science and large-scale aircraft construction, influencing the design of the jumbo jets and massive cargo planes that would follow decades later. Beyond his personal exploits in the cockpit, Hughes's influence reshaped the commercial airline industry. He took control of Trans World Airlines (TLI) and transformed it from a domestic carrier into a global giant. He personally financed the development of the Lockheed Constellation, a revolutionary airliner that offered unprecedented speed and comfort, introducing pressurized cabins that allowed planes to fly higher and faster above bad weather. He envisioned a world connected by air travel, where flying was not just for the elite, but for everyone. Howard Hughes was a complex man, a genius plagued by personal demons that would eventually consume him. But his legacy is written in the skies. From the sleek design of modern jets to the very existence of global air travel, his fingerprints are everywhere. He was an engineer who flew his own prototypes, a businessman who bet his fortune on the future, and an aviator who never stopped reaching for the clouds. He wasn't just flying into the future, he was the one building it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this look into the life of an aviation pioneer, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more stories of the people who shaped our world. See you next time.